Hi, I'm Connie. I have struggled for 45 years with addiction. It started at a young age. I was raised in a dysfunctional home. 12 and a half, 13 years ago, desperate, at reaching my bottom with alcohol and struggling to get out. My husband and I came home and found his son had taken his life in our driveway. And I proceeded to hit bottom from there. I drank from the time I got up till the time I went to bed for 10 months. My husband and I both spiraled downward. And I was desperate. I couldn't go on anymore. I didn't want to live anymore, but I didn't know how to stop. My mother and sister came and asked me, "What about God? Have you forgotten about God?" And I had. Because I didn't feel that God was there. I felt God had abandoned me at this moment, And if He was there, He could have stopped all of this. But after them talking, I could just feel God's love in that room. I fell to my knees and begged His forgiveness, and told Him that how much I needed Him. Totally surrendered, and He changed my life ever since then.
Hi, my name is Sherrie, and I, for the longest time, struggled with codependency and some addiction. And I think that some of the darkest parts were in connection with my son, who is an addict, and the codependency that I had with him. I just would isolate myself because I didn't want people to know. I was worried about people knowing what I was going through.
I remember meeting Sherrie. She was very quiet, very shy. She was in a group that I was leading, and she went through the group, and she reached out a few times, and I prayed for her a lot. I saw a lot of her in me, and I have a little bit of codependency in me too. I want to help everybody. Sometimes I want to fix them, and I know I can't do that, but she really touched my heart, and I remember she kind of quit coming for a while, and I would reach out occasionally to see how she was doing, and I'm fine, and you know how that goes.
We talked some here and there, but not too much in the beginning. But the crazier things got with my son and I think the crazier I got, and the more I isolated myself, and I just stopped talking to her. And at some point, things were so bad, and I just was so desperate. I just didn't know what to do or where to turn. I would try to pray. I couldn't pray. The only thing that would come out of my mouth every time I would get on my knees to pray was, "Oh God," that was it. Nothing else would come. And I can remember one night I was so distraught and so desperate for help, and I was laying in the bathtub, and I just cried out, finally, "God, I can't do this. I can't do it on my own." And I just laid there for a while and cried because I didn't know, I couldn't say anything else. So maybe a couple days later, things just kept getting worse and worse, and I finally picked up the phone to call her, and she said, "Well, let's meet. You need to come to this meeting with me." And I finally did. And that was when I really started to work on a process of recovery for myself.
She started reaching out, and I was just so grateful to be there for her, and was so grateful that she was reaching out to God, that He was her answer. And I got to help Sherrie along in this journey, but she helped me also. She doesn't know how many times that I needed to hear what she was saying, or I needed to be reminded of where I came from. And just like I was able to help her, I had my mom and sister to help me and do the same thing. I couldn't do it alone.